But one thing for sure I mastered when I go against Luke's is when they knock you down with that force push or the force repulse, they try to spam you with that little dash attack, you gotta get back up and parry him like this. It's time for your boy to put his money where his mouth is and use all those tips I just gave you to go against Vader right now.
Who's the man?
Time to find out.
First things first, if you didn't watch yesterday's video, pause this right now and go watch that. It's a little 5-minute video, and the reason I want you guys to watch it is because today's video is actually a continuation of that. On top of that, I was also giving away some solid tips that I think would come in handy for beginners. So with all that mumbo jumbo out of the way, let's get into today's fight. So we all know what happened yesterday when I thought it was sweet and I tried to spam Luke. This is that same exact guy, but he's using Obi-Wan, so that's already a red flag for me. It's already hard enough trying to deal with a good Luke, but dealing with a good Obi-Wan, this match could take 5 years, man. If you don't already know, I think as far as lightsaber characters, Dooku and Obi-Wan might have the best health regen, but correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. So my main goal in this fight is pretty much to stay as close as possible because I don't want him to get a chance to get that health regen going. But one thing I really noticed about dude is he's not super defensive, which 9 times out of 10 great Obi-Wans know how to be defensive and offensive at the same time. And if you're also paying attention, I'm throwing some pretty stupid shots at him. He's not parrying anything and I'm actually landing a few of them. But like I said, with that health regen, it doesn't really matter. And on top of that, he definitely knows how to get out of the way of that frenzy, which is a problem for me. Improvising with Kylo is definitely not an easy thing to do when you're going against a really good player. And since my frenzy's not working, I gotta just be aggressive with regular lightsaber attacks, which is kind of annoying because Kylo Ren doesn't have the best health or health regen. It's okay, but like I said, it's nowhere near as good as Obi-Wan's is, so I gotta be super careful in this fight. And if you're paying attention, you can see that there's so many times I could have put this fight away if I wasn't being so defensive, but like I said, I don't want to be super aggressive because they can put you away in a heartbeat. That's probably the biggest mistake I see people play when they go against me alone. They think once they get me down to 1 bar that the fight is over, but I'm waiting for you to get aggressive because I'm going to parry you and put you away. And when you think about it, it's a pretty interesting matchup. You have a character like Kylo Ren who's known for being super aggressive with all his freeze, force pull, and frenzy moves, and then you got a defensive character like Obi-Wan who has his dash attack, his force push, and the mind trick, so it's kind of opposites going against each other, so it's an interesting fight to watch and also an interesting fight to be in. And I think that's actually a big reason why I haven't put him away is because, like I said, I'm playing defensive with an aggressive player and he's playing aggressive with a defensive player, so it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. So we just spent that entire 5 minutes going back and forth and nobody could seem to pull it off, so we went to the next round, and now that I know a lot about him, I think I can put him away. One thing I know for sure is he doesn't use that force push nearly as much as I'd like him to, because when he uses that, it gives me a chance to get behind him and get the advantage. But one thing's for sure, I rarely make mistakes twice in Hero Showdown, so I know for a fact he's a super aggressive Obi-Wan, so I'm going to use that against him in this match. Watch. He's not going to parry me, he's not going to push me, he's just going to keep using that rush and that mind trick the entire time. So unless he decides to strap down and change his fighting style, this is going to be a pretty quick match for him. But regardless of everything I'm saying, he's still a good player, so it's not going to be easy, but look at his health, I already got it down all the way. He's trying to match fire with fire, and Kylo Ren's always going to have the bigger flame. When we were both low last round, I stopped playing aggressive, but right here I'm not making that same mistake twice. Players like that you gotta respect, man. You can't emote after a fight like that. Now with big boy Darth Vader, take everything I said about Kylo and throw it out of the window. He's nothing like Kylo, but at the same time he also has that same flame that Kylo has. The legit only downside of Darth Vader in my opinion is his speed in every category. He has slow ability recharge, slow health regen, and in general he's just slow. But see, the thing about Darth Vader is his swing speed is not slow. He has a really unique swing speed, so it's kind of hard to parry him. So if you're gonna beat a good Vader, do not attack from the front. The only way you're gonna really beat him is if you hit him from behind. So I want you guys to pay attention to this right here. Me and Ray are going back and forth with regular 1v1, and one thing I've never seen before in all my years of playing this game is they kind of do this weird tag team thing where Ray's like, alright, I've had enough, and Luke kind of just jumps down and takes over. Have y'all ever seen anybody do that before? Typically I like fighting a regular 1v1, but I'm not going to complain about something like this because 1, it's kind of unique, and 2, I'm playing as Darth Vader, who's probably the most overpowered player in the entire game, so I'm gonna give him a break with that. Plus they didn't jump me. That's pretty much the only thing you can do in Hero Showdown that's not okay in my book, is just jump somebody when they're low on health or just in general. 2v1's not fair, and that's really not what the game mode is for, and I think the newer players are starting to realize it, but it's gonna take a while. I'm actually super confused that we never got a 1v1 game mode. Like, think about it, they can have 3 different type of 1v1 game modes. A standard 1v1 where you can use every character, a lightsaber's only 1v1, and a shooter's only 1v1. I feel like to be 1, great for content, and 2, just fun in general for the entire Battlefront 2 community, but like I said, I don't know what they were thinking in that developer room. But one thing for sure I mastered when I go against Luke's is when they knock you down with that force push or the force repulse, they try to spam you with that little dash attack, you gotta get back up and parry him like this. And now me and Ray can continue the 1v1 that we were so graciously having before her partner interrupted and tried to save her from this ultimate ass whooping that she's about to get. Now I'm just playing, but on a side note, is it just me or do you never see anybody using this Ray skin? Look at the Ray skin that she's using right now. How often do you see somebody using that? It's either the last Skywalker skin that I see or the one with the hood up. This is one of the rare occasions in this game that you'll actually run into somebody whose level reflects their play. She's like a level 40 something, which means she's just got all her star cards unlocked and she's feeling out what Rey's kind of like. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy, but at the same time, I'm not going to take it easy on her because you don't learn by just going against easy players. You learn by getting your ass whooped, no cap. But I can't even be mad at her because when I go against Vader, I do the same exact thing. I do not let up on that L2 button, which is the block button on PS4, because going against Vader, as soon as you let off on that block button, he's going to choke you out and just smack you with his lightsaber throw and probably end the match because he's too damn strong. There comes that one moment in every single Hero Showdown match that goes down to the last minute where you think to yourself, damn, do I want to just keep blocking for the whole minute and let it go to the next round, or do I want to get super aggressive? And when you're going against a good Vader, odds are you want to just sit back and don't want to get super aggressive. And she decided that she wanted to go crazy, and she's going to pay for it, as you can see. So a couple tips when you go against Vader. 1, never spam. 2, try to get behind him. That's pretty much the only way you're going to beat him if it's a really good Vader. And 3, that force choke takes a while to come back, so as soon as he uses it, it's probably your best opportunity to get aggressive if you want to. But here's my problem with Vader. Why is it that she had almost full health and I can just hit her twice after the choke and she's done? That doesn't make any sense to me. EA, that's something y'all gotta fix, man. Now, I don't know if it was TikTok or YouTube where I told you guys how to deal with a super aggressive maul. Like this guy right here, yeah, he's good at maul, but at the same time, he's just spamming all the abilities. He's not really aiming anything in any general direction. Like, look at him. He's just spinning around going crazy. So you gotta let him get his little energy out, and then you just go insane on him. But you see what I'm saying? He just spins around like a crackhead spamming all his abilities. But once he stops, you gotta teach him how to play Battlefront and realize you ain't one of them, and it's not gonna work on you. One thing about Darth Maul that I said 2 videos ago when I was playing with him is the fact that EA kind of really hold him with his health. He has really low health, and his damage output is decent. But like I said, somebody who went against Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan should definitely have more health and a duelist of his own. But those are just my opinions. I think what I want to do in the future is make a video as a super crazy Star Wars fan, just make a video about the abilities that I would give each one of the characters in the game and then compare it to the decision that EA and DICE made. And like I said, if you've been watching the fight, you notice Darth Maul stopped trying to be a crackhead. He's trying to actually time his attacks, but it's too little too late because I'm gonna hit him like this. And it's on to the spectating screen for you, buddy. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw this Vader giving this Anakin the hands the entire time, and he still has full health, so we're definitely going against a good Vader. It's time for your boy to put his money where his mouth is and use all those tips I just gave you to go against Vader right now. Basically, the 3 things I told you to remember is 1, he has super slow health regen, 2, he has super slow ability regen, and 3, you have to hit him in his back when you're going against him. Also, Rey's one of the best characters in my opinion going against Vader. The mind trick against Vader can work wonders, but do not think you're invincible once you use it. He can still choke you out. He doesn't have to walk around and use a choke button. I can tell he's been looking to parry me the entire time, but I'm not going to give him the opportunity. I'm just going to keep hitting him in his back. Normally I just see if he can parry, but I'm not even going to try it because the way I saw him getting on Anakin's ass, it's not even worth the risk. I think the 2 characters I like playing against the most in Hero Showdown is Vader and Dooku. Those are also the 2 characters that are probably the hardest to beat when you're going against a really good player. But like I said, the more you practice, the better you'll get at the game. So you have to practice against Vader to know how to beat. And as y'all can see right now, I'm practicing what I preach. I'm playing super annoying against him. He keeps trying to get me in front of him and I keep getting behind him because like I said, you do not want to get in front of a good Vader. So as long as y'all keep practicing, keep going against good Vaders and use those tips that I gave you, you should be good in these 1v1 situations. The biggest takeaway should not be the tips I gave you. The biggest takeaway from today is to keep practicing. There's no video that you can watch and instantly be good at the game. If you don't practice, none of this, what I'm saying, is going to help you out in the future.